to work or something like this. It's okay. English people, they that live in English-speaking countries, have they must they pass this exam or not?
No.
It's only for international.
Yes,
use.
only for who
Foreigners.
Yeah, foreign. Who English? Those
It's not native.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not their native. That's right.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. Did you have another question? Just that one, yeah.
No. It was just my curiosity.
Yeah. No, that's all pretty much. It's just for foreign.
I think English speakers, native speakers, have some exams in school, in higher school.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, yeah. It depends which country. Is it UK, Australia?
And I think
America.
it's much more complicated.
Yes, it would be. Yeah, we have GCSEs here for A levels in the UK. And then in Australia we have TEE subjects, like tertiary entrance, rather TE subjects, yeah, tertiary entrance subjects. So it's like towards the last couple of years of high school, we need to select a certain group of subjects, which will enable us to enter university. Yeah, in Australia that's what we have to do. And then in America you have college, and so it's kind of differentiates a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problems. Yeah. Hi Julia. Hi Renat. Welcome guys.
Hello.
Hi Alan. Hi other Renat and Alexander.
Hi Julia. Hi Renat.
Hello guys. Good evening.
What's happening? Oh man, I have to tell you something. Julia, you had a car problem, and I had a car problem today as well. Believe it or not. But it was nothing to do with freezing temperatures. It was a pretty simple thing. I had, on the way back from work, I had a flat tire.
Oh.
Yeah, I noticed it was, the tire was kind of depleted a little bit, but I didn't think it was totally flat. So I've been driving with it for maybe a week, about a week, and I actually drive on the motorway, and it's about 70 miles per hour, on the highway. So sometimes 80, and it's stable. I don't notice any vibrations or shaking. So I kept going, and so I got to work today in the morning, and it was fine. And after, when I was on the way back now, actually, I was afraid I wasn't going to make it for this class. I realized, okay, it seems a little bit less than usual. I should be alright. Because, I'm constantly driving up, and I have no time to even go to the petrol station to put air in my tires. So, and then I realized after maybe 5 minutes of driving, before getting onto the motorway, I've noticed, why is the car pulling to one side? I think it's the tire. It must be deflating. So I kept driving, actually, and luckily, fortunately, there was a petrol station kind of on the way. I had to make a brief turn to the left into a smaller street. And actually, it's the same petrol station I visited about couple of months ago when I ran out of petrol. So I like to, actually I got this car, and it's very unpredictable when it comes to it's inaccurate when it comes to the measurement of how much fuel I have left.
Fuel consumption is...
Yeah, it's digital, you see, it's digital. So it shows it's full, but after I can actually drive it for about 2 weeks. And then I have to refill. However, when it comes towards the end, it's just inaccurate. It doesn't tell me how much of fuel I have left. So I kept driving and driving, and then I realized, okay, I have no fuel. So luckily, it happened pretty much the same area where I had a flat tire today. So it was close to that petrol station. So I went to the petrol station and I changed the tire, and I did it actually within 10 minutes. I was quite impressed because I had all the gear in the boot of the car. And then I changed it, but the spare tire is very thin.
Yeah.
I was worried, and I can't drive as fast with this one. It says only, I think, 80 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
50 miles per hour. That's the maximum. But I still did 110 kilometers per hour because I had to come and see you guys. I was rushing to have a lesson, so I took the risk. I risked my life just for you guys.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
You should be privileged. Hi, Ksenia.
Hello.
How's your voice? Your voice, has it gone better?
I think it's a similar situation as mine.
Same as the morning.
Same.
Yeah. Hopefully, when you have a nice sleep in the morning, when you wake up, you should be a lot better. Just take plenty of honey.
I don't like honey.
You don't like honey? Maybe you have to start liking it soon. You know what they say? When you sense that you're getting a cold, your throat is itching, if you take a tablespoon of honey, actually put a bit of cinnamon, yeah, cinnamon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sprinkle some cinnamon on top of the honey of a tablespoon if you can, and you have that before bedtime. That really does wonders. It really, really soothes your throat, and it kind of kills the bacteria as well. But I don't know if it will help you now because you already have this problem now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's what I can recommend and suggest.
Okay, thank you.
One of my students from Japan, this is a while ago, when I was teaching for another school, she had a throat problem, and I gave her this advice. And she took the advice on board, and she did what I told her. And she was so surprised. She said, I can't believe it's just gone. She was so happy. And she said, I will always do this every time I have a sore throat. So yeah, maybe it works with you as well. Anyways, yeah, Rinat left. What happened?
It comes without warning. I think maybe internet problems again.
Yeah, usually he says he has to go. So, how was your day, guys? Julia? It's pretty late now, isn't it, where you are? What time is it?
Yes, it's 11, yes, 10 p.m. A bit more than 10 p.m.
Oh, yes.
My day is fine. What did I do? I've said that I struggled with writing, and we already discussed it. What else? I've done my work pretty well today. I mean that I managed to find a bag, and now I just reported to fix for developers to fix. Yes, and as you know, in the end of the year, there are different bonuses, or how to say, how to put it, annual bonuses or increases. So everybody struggle for them. Yes,
everyone is working hard. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because so every year you get like some sort of maybe a pay rise. Do you get a pay rise annually?
Yeah.
Like your pay increases maybe by, I don't know, a certain percentage. Yeah, so you have that as well, yeah?
Yes, we have, and I started to think maybe I should discuss it with programmers, so they should, I don't know, produce an fake code, and I'll give a report for them, so they should fix, and we we win.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation then. Yeah. Did you suggest it? What did they say?
Oh, no, no, no. I'm kidding. No, I don't suggest them to do it.
That's cool. Okay. All right. Anything else interesting happened with Yulia or Alexander? What did you do?
I don't know about Ksenia, but my day is pretty sleep day. I'm lazy and I did nothing, almost nothing.
So you had a pretty relaxing day.
Yes, yes, maybe too much relaxing. I have plans, but
you're still on holiday, right? I think you said you got 2 weeks holidays.
Yes, it's it comes to an end, and my plans are just plans. So far, it's pretty disturbing, but I'm lazy.
Well, you know, when you have a holiday like that, you need to be a bit lazy, you know. You gotta take some time to unwind.
Maybe. I hope tomorrow will be better and I can do something planned for this vacation. Maybe go to a museum and maybe to do some my paperworks.
Oh yeah.
With my documents for driver license, international driver license.
Oh yes, that's gonna be fun.
Would you like to pass the exams for driving test for driving international driving license, right?
I have already have driver license in Russian, and I suppose I don't have to pass some exams international. It's just you come in GIBDD and you have your driving license, your medical. I don't know how to say it.
Certificate.
Yes, something like that. And you have to pay some price. I think it's 1,000 rubles. And you have to wait, and your international driver license will be set. So it's just it. You don't have to put some new exams, I think.
Just need to make a request or something like that.
But yeah.
Yes, but for what purpose do you need this international driving license? I mean that I traveled abroad in through the Europe, and we rent a car, but we did it with our license. I mean that they told us the only rule that should be followed should be followed, that in your license there should be Latin letters.
Yes, I had them, but I know that if I know some stories that people have problems when they crashed in something, and then it starts problems. So with the insurance company on something like that, I just want to be sure that I'll be prepared for anything. That's it.
Yeah, better be safe than sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, in Australia, I did the same thing when I was traveling from Australia to Europe to spend the summer vacation in Europe. I also had to get an international license, which lasts, or used to last, for about a year.
Yes.
So I do the same thing. Yeah, I pay them some money. I bring my Australian, Western Australian driving license, and maybe my passport, and yes, and that's it.
Alan, could you repeat? You disappear, and sometimes this driving license provides you loan period to drive. No.
Yeah. Well, when I used to travel to Europe for my summer vacation, I had to get an international driving license, which lasts about a year. Its period is 1 year. So, like Alexander, I had to pay a certain amount of money, and I show them my driver's license and maybe my passport, and that's it. And then, but you know, now, because I haven't done that, I only did that once. And what it is, it's like a small document, and it's got my picture inside. You know, it's a stamp, international, something like that. But now, I've been living here in the UK for almost 3 years, and for the first 2 years, I didn't have a UK license. I had my Australian license, and I was driving around the UK and Europe, actually twice, with my Australian license. And the police, whenever I did get stopped over or pulled over, I showed them that, and it was fine. No problem. And they never asked for any international license. Maybe because Australia and the UK, you know, because we have the same driving rules. We drive on the left-hand side, but the steering wheel is on the right. So maybe that's why. Yeah. And in Europe, actually, I was pulled over in Croatia and in Germany, and I showed them my Australian driver's license, and they didn't say anything. So I don't know. It depends. Some places they might require the international document, but if it's not too expensive, then better go for it.
Yes, and I have time. So
and you have time.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys, let us start. So we are now on episode 3, and this should be interesting. Episode 3 of our IELTS preparation, that is. So I will play the video as always, and then you can give me your summary about the video, and then we'll get started. Okay, ready? All right.
Hello, I'm Margot Politis. Welcome to Study English IELTS preparation. Today we'll travel to Western Australia to take a look at a famous jarrah forest. And while we're there, we'll learn about words that we use to describe spatial relationships, where things are in relation to one another. Later on, we'll listen to a few proverbs. But first, here's the Western Australian jarrah forest.
Our jarrah forest is our reference point. It's our library of information. This is our baseline. This is what we had before we mined. I think some of the outward signs are showing us that it's quite healthy. The proof in the pudding is not you and I sitting here today, but the proof of the pudding might be in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, and whether this forest is flourishing for our children and grandchildren. So far, so good.
Dr. Bowger knows a lot about the forest. In the clip, he spent a lot of time describing where things are. When you're describing where things are, it's important to be precise and accurate in your description. You need to think about how you're going to order the description. You should try to arrange it in a logical way, according to some kind of pattern. You might describe things in one area at a time, so you can guide your listener through the space. Look at this picture. You could, for example, describe from the top to the bottom, from the left to the right, or from near to far. That is, you could start describing the foreground, the middle distance, and finish with the background. There are no rules on how to describe something. Just make sure that your description is clear and logical. Here is Dr. Bowger again. Notice how he describes the forest area.
On our left here, we have a very good example of the jarrah forest, the famous jarrah forest of Western Australia. And on our right here, we have the contrast, which is the mined area. And on this area, we can see the rehabilitation has occurred about 3 years ago.
Dr. Bowger uses descriptions like on our left and on our right. He helps us understand the location of things by using the preposition on, along with a noun phrase. These are preposition phrases. When we want to describe where things are, we usually use preposition phrases. Let's look at some of the common prepositions you can use to describe where things are. Above, below, beside or next to, in front of, behind, on the right, on the left, on top of or over, under, between, or even surrounded by. Let's listen to Dr. Bowger once more. As well as using these prepositions, he uses another word to show exactly where things are. Can you hear it?
On our left here, we have a very good example of the Jarrah Forest, the famous Jarrah Forest of Western Australia. And on our right here, we have the contrast, which is the mined area. And on this area, we can see the rehabilitation has occurred about 3 years ago.
He says, on our left here, on our right here. Here is an adverb. We can use adverbs to help us describe spatial relationships, where things are. The two most useful ones are here and there. Or you can use other adverbs of place, like somewhere, anywhere, everywhere, and nowhere. In today's clip, Dr. Bowger is not just telling us where things are, he's also trying to compare the different areas. If you're trying to compare two or more things, a good description needs a starting point. What's Dr. Bowger's starting point?
Our Jarrah Forest is our reference point. It's our library of information. This is our baseline. This is what we had before we mined.
His starting point is the Jarrah Forest. He calls it his reference point, his baseline. He means that he can compare other landscapes to this particular Jarrah Forest. Okay, so we've looked at some words you can use to describe spatial relationships in a description. If you need more help, just go to our website. Learning new words is an ongoing process. It's good to learn words in phrases because they are used in a certain way. Sometimes we come across more unusual groups of words. Listen to the clip and see if you can hear an unusual expression.
On our left here, we have a very good example of the Jarrah Forest, the famous Jarrah Forest of Western Australia. And on our right here, we have the contrast, which is the mined area. And on this area, we can see the rehabilitation has occurred about 3 years ago. This is world's best practice. Our Jarrah Forest is our reference point. It's our library of information. This is our baseline. This is what we had before we mined. I think some of the outward signs are showing us that it's quite healthy. The proof in the pudding is not you and I sitting here today, but the proof of the pudding might be in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, and whether this forest is flourishing for our children and grandchildren. So far, so good.
Dr. Bowger says, the proof of the pudding. The full saying is, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Can you guess what that means? The proof of the pudding is in the eating. A pudding is a soft, sweet dessert. The saying says that you can't tell if the pudding is good until you taste it. It means that you can only judge the quality of something after it has been tested or experienced over time. So Dr. Bowger means we won't be able to tell how healthy the forest is for a long time. The real test will be how healthy it is in the future. Traditional sayings like the proof of the pudding is in the eating are called proverbs. Proverbs are general sayings that give advice or tell us something about life. Every language has its own proverbs. The Japanese say that getting up early brings you merit. But in English, we say that the early bird catches the worm. Many proverbs in English come from the Bible or well-known poems. Because proverbs are well-known sayings, they aren't always quoted in full. For example, people just say, "when in Rome," referring to the old Latin proverb, "when in Rome, do as the Romans do." Listen to Dr. Bowger again.
The proof in the pudding is not you and I sitting here today, but the proof of the pudding might be in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, whether this forest is flourishing for our children and grandchildren.
He just says the proof of the pudding. He doesn't say the whole proverb. Proverbs are usually found in informal language. Using them naturally is not easy. The meanings of common proverbs aren't always obvious, so the only way to learn them is to memorize them. Using proverbs takes time, so be patient. And that's all for today. We've looked at describing spatial relationships. We saw how prepositions like on can be useful when describing where things are. Then we tried using adverbs to help with our descriptions. And we looked at proverbs, traditional sayings. So why not go to our website for more on these topics? You'll find the story, transcript, exercises, and study notes. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And I'll see you next time for more Study English. Bye-bye.
Okie dokie. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Have you ever heard that before?
Nope.
Alright, good. We're going to learn quite a few proverbs today. So tell me, let's see if you can summarize it for me, Ksenia.
We just listened about man who said us about some kind of forest. So she used some interesting kind of word. It's an adverb. She used example of adverb, prepositions, special relationships, yeah? Special or not special? I couldn't hear. And proverbs. Preposition is on, for example. Adverb, it's show us where, here or there. Proverbs, it's some kind of idioms, but more longer. And special relation. It's all, I think. That's okay.
Okay, that's good. That's excellent. Thank you very much, Ksenia. Okay, Alexander?
So in this video, narrator was talking about spatial prepositions, adverbs, and proverbs. And in the video, there was about Jarrah forests in Western Australia, and there were many spatial words like here, there, in the bottom, on the top of, and something like that. So we've been listening to adverbs and proverbs, something like proof of the pudding is in the eating. That means that until you taste it, you don't know how pudding is. And that proverbs don't usually don't goes in how to say it.
How to put it?
Yes. In a Finnish way. No. Eternally. I don't know. When in Rome, do as Romans do, and do as Romans often don't tells. Don't says. Only the beginning part, when in Rome. So that's pretty it.
Very good. Excellent, Alexander. Thank you. And Julia, let's hear your summary.
I don't know what to add. Everything was mentioned before. Maybe one more proverb, not Japanese, but I don't know, American one. The early bird catches the worm, if I'm not mistaken. The early bird catches the worm. But I don't remember the Japanese. Something with married.
Okay.
Other information was given related to proverbs, prepositions, and spacious relationship. Yes. That's all.
Okay, good, good. All right, excellent. All right, thank you, all three of you. So let's have a look now at the. Let me just close this. We don't need this anymore. Oh, where is it?
By the way, I always sleep with other information was given or were given. Was given. Is it correct? Every time I forgot was or was information.
Sorry, what's the sentence with information? How did you?
Other information was given or were given. Singular.
No, was singular. Given. Yeah, it's gonna be in a singular form.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Okay. So, where is it? Sorry, I seem to have lost the PDF. I need to open it. Just give me a second. Notes. Oh, here it is. Okay. There it is. By the way, the Jarrah forest. Jarrah is a very popular type of tree that we have in Australia. And it's a beautiful timber when laid as a timber flooring in the house as well. It's very, very common, very popular. To have timber flooring in someone's house. It's pretty dark.
It grows only in Australia, I think. Yes.
I believe so. I believe so. Maybe. Yeah,
because
I think
I've never heard of Jarrah forests. And
yeah, maybe. I'm not sure about New Zealand, but as far as I know, it's in Australia only.
You'd better check, Alexandra. New Zealand.
Maybe if I will be there.
Okay. All right, guys. So let's have a look then. Here we are. So idioms, proverbs. We already do plenty of idioms as well from our series that we do in the mornings. Some of you are attending those already. Actually, all three of you are attending it. So let me look at this tip here. What are they saying? When looking up a word in the dictionary, always check whether the word is used in any special way, such as in a proverb. Yeah, you probably have come across that. Eucalyptus marginata. Okay, that was random.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Excellent, that's good. So then it's saying, make a note of the proverb and provide a context in which it can be used. This makes it easier to learn and remember. So on the next page, we're going to look at quite a few of these proverbs, and their meanings and examples. So hopefully you can get some good practice out of that. Then it's saying, when listening to people speak, when reading a newspaper or watching television, be aware that in all these situations, proverbs are commonly heard and used. Yeah. So in English, we use them quite a lot. And we like to use them because it's just such a nice way of expressing oneself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sure you have them in Russian as well. And
yes, of course.
yeah. In every language, I believe they have them. So using them correctly and naturally takes practice and time. So you have to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's go down. So basically, they're like traditional sayings. Here's one example. Blood is thicker than water. Have you heard of that before?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so what does it mean? It means it's mainly about family relationships.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
it's like family loyalty. Yeah. So the blood which links members of a family is far stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Here, thicker than water. So stronger than anything else could possibly be. So a family relationship is stronger than a friendship or anything
So
else.
they matters more.
Yeah, it's like loyalty. Has high importance or stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So the context, however, will help in determining the meaning. So let's look at some here below. Even if he did abuse you for taking his parking space, you shouldn't have insulted him in return. Two wrongs don't make a right.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of this one?
Mm-mm.
No? Oh, this is a very common one. So, two wrongs. Basically, two bad things happened. If somebody does something wrong to you, or does something bad to you, now you feel like, oh, I want to retaliate. So you want to...
for an eye.
Yeah, an eye for that. Actually, that's another one, another good one. That actually, it's more equality. But here it has a different meaning. Here it's saying, try to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's actually saying. Be forgiving. Yeah. So if somebody hurts you or says something bad, it doesn't mean now just because they said that, if you say it back, it's gonna make things right.
Mm-hmm.
You see, because nothing's gonna make it right. You just don't say it back, you know. But then again, on the other hand, like you said, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's also that saying, which is kind of opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So if he punches me, I'm gonna punch him back.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yes.
But in this takes the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If he punches me, look, I'm gonna forgive or tell the teacher or something like that. Yeah. Because it's not gonna make things better if I punch him. It's just gonna make it worse. It might become a fight. Someone might die. You know, who knows? Okay. So then. So there are different ways of remembering proverbs. They can be grouped according to a topic. For example, feelings. So we have positive, negative, or praise, and so on. Situations. So if it's a problem or solution, or perhaps by a keyword in the expression.
Mm-hmm.
Usually keywords is quite the easiest. You just remember one important word, and you can, you know, hopefully understand it or remember it. So let's look at these examples here below. This is a whole notebook of proverbs. So Ksenia, could you read the first for us?
Absence makes the head grow fonder.
Absence makes the heart grow fond.
The heart grow fonder.
Okay, and the example and meaning?
You must be homesick by now. John is close to you that you haven't seen your partner. You know what they say. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Being away from someone for a while will make you love them even more.
Yeah. Have you heard of this before? Any of you?
Mm-mm.
No. Wow, guys, you're gonna learn a lot of proverbs today.
Yes, I think proverbs not common.
Yeah,
for
you know,
us.
yeah, if you remember these, they'll be great. If you ever do the IELTS exam and you use proverbs, it's a big plus for you. Especially if you use it in the right time, you know, with the correct meaning and so on. So, is that clear? What Ksenia just read? The meaning?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So when you're away from someone for a while, it makes you love them more. Okay. Next one, Alexander.
Actions speak louder than words. Frankly, I'll wait and see how management handles the impasse. But after all the promises, I feel it's reached a stage now where actions speak louder than words. What someone does is more important than what they say they'll do.
Please tell me you've heard of this one.
No.
No.
Well, maybe in some books or some games. I think I trying to play games in English, so it's part of the education.
I see. This probably is one of the most common ones that we have here, I think. Yeah. Actions speak louder than words. So you can say whatever you want.
But your action is already said much.
Yeah, exactly. So when you do it, when you do that thing that you always talk about, it'll be more powerful, it'll be stronger, more persuasive. I will believe you then when you do it, rather than you speaking about it every day. Okay. Next one, Julia.
By the way, it's mostly used in politics.
Oh yes. Yes. When the politicians, you know, they speak so much and they promise so many things.
Oh yeah.
So you say, look, okay, now you're the president. We've voted for you. So it's time
for action.
Action. Yeah, it's time that your actions speak louder than your words. Good.
Yeah. Blood is thicker than water. Michael has always caused the family so much grief and sorrow with his actions, but we are not going to forsake him now. Blood is thicker than water. Family loyalty is far stronger than anything else could possibly be.
Yeah, you see, we discussed it earlier.
Yeah.
So this is a good example here. Okay. Yes. It's clear, yeah? Okay, what about the next one, Ksenia?
Every cloud has a silver lining. So she lost out on the IT job. The company did give her a promotion and salary increase. So every cloud had a silver lining. You can find something good in a very bad or difficult situation.
Yeah. This is similar to the one we had this morning. Do you remember?
Yes, about gray sky.
Yeah, clears up. Yes. Yeah, this is similar to that. There is a movie actually called, I think, The Silver Lining.
Silver Lining.
Have you seen that?
I remember, but I don't remember about what.
What is about it?
Yes, I remember the name.
You will love it. You should watch it. It's a really nice, like a romance drama. You know, it was a blockbuster, I believe. It was quite.
Do you remember the main character?
Yes. What's his name? Culpa. His surname is Andrew. He's a guy from. Just go on IMDb. I'll show you 1 second. And it's called Silver.
I mean, what the
Silver Linings.
Was it famous star or no?
Yes, it's Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper. Do you know him? And of course, Jennifer Lawrence from. You know Jennifer Lawrence from.
Yes.
She's played in quite a few movies now.
Yeah. In our translation, movie was my boy is psycho. I don't know why they put this title, but
sometimes, yeah. Sometimes
yeah.
the translation of the movie
Yeah,
title
yeah.
it has a different meaning.
Yes.
But this is the same movie. I mean, Silver Lining.
Yes.
Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh
yes,
my God.
yes. It was
The
our...
translation is far from Silver
Yes,
Lining.
yes.
Have you seen it?
Yes, yes, of course, yes.
Yeah, okay. It's a nice one. Okay, let's keep going. Alexander?
To err is human, to forgive divine.
One second, before you give me the example, do you understand all the words in here?
I think err, it's an error.
Yes, it's the verb from error.
And to err is in human nature, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. So to err is human, basically to make a mistake. That's what it means. But to forgive is divine. It's something above, like angelic, or I don't know. Divine. Okay. Example.
You shouldn't have been so hard on him. Don't you know to err is human? It's only natural for people to make mistakes.
Exactly. Yeah. This is straightforward. Yeah. Okay. And Julia.
Don't count your chickens before they are hatched.
Yes, we have some proverb like this.
Yeah.
But with rabbit, I think. No?
No, with a bear. Не дели шкуру неубитого медведя.
Ну, погонишься за кроликом. Okay, with bear.
Something with a.
You shouldn't.
With a bear.
Yeah. You shouldn't count on bear's skin before you catch it or before you kill it. Something like that.
Yeah. In Russia, everything is about bear.
Yes.
Yeah, it's popular. Okay. All right. So yeah, go ahead.
I have everything worked out by buying the little cafe on the corner. I can make lots of money. Jill, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. You shouldn't make plans prematurely thinking that you'll be successful because things may still go wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you get that? So you shouldn't make plans prematurely, thinking that you'll be successful because things may still go wrong. So don't get your hopes up in a way. Don't get too excited. Don't think you've done it because there's still a long way before you can see some results. Okay, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. All right, so there are quite a lot more here. There's another 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. So we don't have time to go through all of them. So I want you to, look at them, try to remember them. Yeah, I don't expect you to remember all of them, but in your spare time, go through them. I'll give you the link. Just a second. And then you can easily, refer to them whenever you can. Yeah, and try to implement them straight away, because they're going to come really handy. Okay, guys. So let us do the. Where is it? We're going to do the activities. I'll try to do them because there's not much time. All right. So. Okay. So the first activity. See, I don't expect you to know them right away, but we can try, perhaps. So here, they want us to practice and consolidate our learning by completing these activities. So in the first one, you need to find the proverb that most appropriately fits each of the situations. So, we need to study the proverbs first, so maybe we can skip this activity. So, for example, why don't you try Pilates for your bad back? It might help. Any idea?
Mm.
No, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Nothing
Mhm.
ventured.
Nothing ventured,
Nothing
nothing
gained.
gained. Like no pain, no gain.
Mhm.
Yeah,
No
yes.
way.
Of course.
So yeah, some of these are quite tough. You're gonna have to, look at the study notes,
Mhm.
go through the proverbs in order to do the
Mhm.
first activity. So I'll give you this PDF as well, and you can practice. Okay,
Mhm.
so let's look at the second one. So we have to try to match, these
It's logical
phrases.
link, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so the first one, when it rains, it pours.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
When it rains, water keeps falling from the sky, and for if something will be done, then something I don't know will be done either. Maybe.
Yeah, well, here actually it's saying when it rains, it pours. So it pours means it's raining heavily. For example, in Malaysia, when it rains in Malaysia, it really pours. When it rains, it pours. It's not like normal rain you might find. I don't know. In Moscow, let's say. But there, because it's a monsoon climate, they have a lot of rain. So when it rains there, it pours. It pours as in it's heavy. Or in some of these monsoon areas. Okay, what about the second one? Julia, you want to try?
To err is human. There is a way.
We actually read this one from the notes.
No, to forgive divine.
Exactly. Yeah, to err is human, to forgive divine. All right, Xenia, third one.
First come, first served.
Very good. You've heard of this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also very common. Yeah, so if you want to attend a certain event, and they might have on the brochure or on the paper that you receive some rules: no children allowed, or at a certain age, and then they say, first come, first serve. First come, first serve basis. Yeah, so you can't book a seat. Just come and that's it. You go in. Fourth, Alex.
Waste not. I don't know. Want not.
Yes.
Only on the pronunciation. I don't know.
Waste not, want not.
What does it mean?
Yes, I totally.
So none of you know what it means? Waste not, want not.
Something with if you don't want something, then if you want something, you have to do something. Maybe.
Okay, yeah, close. Yeah, so basically it's saying when we use anything, I don't know, resource, carefully, when we use it carefully and without exaggeration or extravagance, then you will never be in need. So don't waste anything. You will never be in need of something else. So waste not, want not. So be careful how you use your resources. Don't, use it with maybe extravagance. All right, 5. Julia?
Once beaten, twice shy. No.
Yes, once bitten, twice shy. Okay, you got an idea what that means?
Maybe if you are beaten one time, you hardly.
To believe to someone. I don't know.
Basically,
maybe something about karma. If you bet something to somebody, you will be in a bad situation too. No.
no, no. So it's saying here, once bitten, you know, the second time you'll be more cautious.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, a child, when the child is playing with fire, the first time it will, hurt. It'll burn itself, or the child will burn him or herself. The second time it will be more cautious, shy about this. Yeah. So that's what it's saying. Our first experience of anything bad or painful is okay. We will feel it. We will be bitten. But the second time, you will be cautious. You won't happen again. Yeah? Okay. No. Next one?
No news is good news.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no news is good news.
Yes.
Yeah, because as soon as there's some news, I have some news. Ooh,
yeah.
Now there's straight away, there's a possibility.
Yes.
There's a possibility of it being bad. So if there is no news, then okay, no bad news for sure. Alright, it's easy. 7.
Where there's a will, there is a way.
Yes. Have you heard of this one?
No. Only on logical.
Where there's a will, there is a way. Basically, nothing's impossible. So if you want to do something, say, oh, that's very difficult. I don't think you can do that. When there is a will as in desire, motivation, then there is a way. So you have to want something if you want to achieve it. Okay, no pain.
No gain. No gain.
Good. No pain, no gain. Where is it? There it is. Yeah. So this is self-explanatory. If you want to gain or achieve something, you have to struggle. You have to have pain. If you want, for example, you're a bodybuilder, you want to have a good physique, you want to gain muscles, or you want to look fit, you have to go to the gym and lift weights. You have to experience the pain. Okay, 9.
For a wand is for armed. If you need something, it will help you.
Yeah.
Yes. So forewarned is forearmed. Forearmed. Yeah. So this one, I think we had it in the thing, but we didn't read it. Is that clear? This one? Do you understand this? Yeah. Okay.
Be cautious, it means, and you will be
well prepared. Yes, exactly. Okay. Last one.
2 heads. I saw it.
Better than one. Better than one.
Yes, better than one.
That's it. This is also pretty common. We use this a lot.
Yeah.
So 2 heads are better than one, as in to solve a problem when we have 2 brains.
It's better than one.
Yeah. Maybe you have this in Russian. Do you have this in Russian?
Yeah. We have Russian and forewarned is forearmed.
Okay,
and
good.
I think many of them. No news is good news.
Yeah, it's also common. Good. Okay, guys. So, have I given it? No, here it is. So here's the other link for the activities. So you can have that as well. And yeah, make sure you study the study notes and look at the other proverbs. That'll help you. And then see if you can do the first activity. All right, guys, that's it. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
No problems, guys. Take care. I've got an hour off, and then I've got another 2 hours. So if you're not asleep, join me.
We'll join.
Bye.
Thank you. See
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
See you, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye.